Hello you lovely lot and welcome. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Emma and this is the 10-minute quilter. You join me today on a lovely sunny, for a change, afternoon at the end of April. I'm not going to say which day because I'm not sure which day I'm going to be able to get this out really, but there we go. It's lovely out there, so nice. It's a perfect day for drying your washing. How sad is that? I know I haven't been on for a while, have I? We've had a very busy time of it. My eldest is getting married in September and we have had the visit from her family this weekend. The first visit for the two families to meet, which involved an awful lot of cleaning on my part. Something which I've realised I perhaps need to do a little bit more often. A lot of cooking and a lot of eating, but we've also had a lot of laughs. We had a really nice weekend. It was lovely to meet them and we really did enjoy their company, which was great. So anyway, enough on that. Sewing wise, I haven't really got a great deal to show you. I don't quite know what I've been doing with my time really. I've had a customer quilt, but yeah, very lazy in between. However, I have managed to quilt up the Hexagon Park quilt that I showed on my last video. So just to recap, this is a layer cake pattern by Lynne Goldsworthy, and I did manage to find a link to the pattern. It was hidden in the depths of the internet, so it did take a little bit of finding, but I did manage to find it. It was on the old Moda. Do I edit that out now? I can't be bothered. Moda bake shop from years ago, and it's a really nice pattern because I think if I remember rightly, it makes use of the entire layer cake. I don't think there was much left over. Now, it was. The pattern I think is dated 2015 and I think I must have made it around that time. I think I made it around the time the pattern was released, to be perfectly honest. And so yeah, I can't really remember making it. It's not much help, is it really? But I do remember that it's a nice pattern. And like I say, I think it uses the entire layer cake because you cut it in half and then you add the borders around the three sides and then it's sewn together in rows, and then the leftover pieces from the layer cake, which are 10 inches, you cut up and you then use in your border all the way round. So I don't remember there being much left, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, so it's quilted up really nicely. I used a pantograph called Splish Splash, you have to say it carefully, which is available from Urban Elements, and I'm not sure, I've got it on a roll, so I bought it on a roll. I'm not sure if you can do it as a print at home. I'm not sure about that one. I'll check that one out. But it quilted up really nicely. I was ever so pleased with it. And I used Aurifil thread on it, just an off-white, and I cannot remember where I got the backing from, but there we go. It came out of the cupboard. Yes! Another thing out of my stash, which is great. And it's got 8-20 in the wadding. So obviously I have Googled this fabric. I don't have any of this fabric left. I've Googled it. It was a Moda. I'm really struggling with Moda today. A Moda salt air fabric layer cake. And when I Googled it and it came up, somebody had a layer cake for sale and it was actually described as vintage. Go figure. But I think you can still get parts of it. Anyway, I obviously didn't have any of it left, and nothing like this in my stash. So what I did was pull out a selection of 1/2 metre grunge fabrics and took it into class on a Friday, and we did a little bit of an audition up on the design wall, and this is the one that won the prize. So that's going to go as my binding around the outside. So I've cut those all ready to go. They have been screwed up in the bag, as you can see. So I'm going to give that a press, and I will then fold that in half, and I will attach that to the front of my quilt, and I will then flip it over, and I'm going to sit and hand stitch this one down. I really like this quilt top. I'm not convinced it's a quilt that we will use, but this is one of those sorts of quilts that you can perhaps put to one side, you know, with a view to it perhaps being a gift for somebody at a later stage. So I am going to take the time to put the binding on by hand with this one. So that's my plan with that this week. So that's that one. Nearly finished. Not quite finished, but nearly. And the other thing that I've been working on, I found this in my cupboard and decided I was going to pick it up again because I was looking for something just to sit and do, you know, when I've got a minute. And so I keep it on this board, which is just an MDF board, and it's got a wall mat on it. And I keep all my little pieces together so that I've got a nice little chair in the living room, in the kitchen actually. And this just sort of sits on my knee, and I can sit and work away on this whenever I get 2 minutes. So this is a pattern that I did when I went to the Festival of Quilts one year. I took a workshop with Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine, and it was for some English paper piecing. And so I've just been picking that up again and redoing that. Not redoing it, starting it, because I'd only done one and put one to one side. But they're quite small, as you can, hopefully that'll focus and you can see that. They are quite small and quite fiddly. So, and there's lots of joins, and actually that's the worst one. That's the one that I'm most proud of. That's the one that sort of all came together, and rather typically it was the last one that I did. But I'm not unpicking the rest of them, that's just not happening. So that's the next section that I'm going to do, covered in bits. That's the next section that I'm going to do. But they do actually get quite small. I mean, look, that's tiny in that, and I'm not sure I can face that, to be perfectly honest. And there's an awful lot of them. So what I might do is do these bits, and then I might have a little rethink. It's that section in there with the tiny little triangles. I might have a little rethink about doing those and maybe change the design, because I'm not convinced I can face going that small. But hey ho, we shall see. So that's about the limit. It's not a lot, is it? No, not a lot at all really. I have been doing other things, and I have got other things in the pipeline. So I may show you those as I go on, and yeah, sorry. Boring. My tummy's going to rumble now as well because I'm really hungry. There we go. That's pathetic, isn't it? Anyway, thank you all for your lovely comments. I do appreciate the comments that you put down below. It's so nice to have interaction with people and a bit of feedback. So that's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, we're about running out of time because that's about my 10 minutes, and any minute now Siri's going to go off and frighten the life out of me. Thanks for joining me. Nice to see you. I'll be back soon. I will try anyway, I promise. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.